At this time, I will call this meeting to order. Clerk of the Board, would you please call the roll?
My pleasure, Chair. Commissioner Baker.
Here.
Commissioner Garrettson.
Here.
Commissioner Granados.
Here.
Commissioner Kowalski.
Here.
Commissioner Leone.
Here.
Commissioner Mirabella.
Present.
Commissioner Palmieri Muedad.
Here.
Vice Chair Hudak.
Here.
And Chair Williams.
Here.
Chair, you have 9 commissioners present for the agenda meeting.
Thanks so much. Would you now please lead us in the prayer and salute to the flag?
Humbly we ask God, the giver of peace and the lover of charity, to give the entire family of nations true agreement with his will, and to grant the light of his spirit on all who work for justice and peace. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Would you please now read the Statement of Compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act?
The Chair wishes to announce that pursuant to the requirements of the New Jersey statutes annotated Title 10, Chapter 4, Section 10 of the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting of the Board of County Commissioners of the County of Union has been given by mailing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2022, along with periodic changes necessitated by circumstance, to the newspapers circulating within the County of Union who are designated to receive such notice, and by posting the annual meeting schedule for the year 2022 in the Administration Building, and further by filing the annual meeting schedule for the year 2022 with the Office of the County Clerk.
Thank you so much. So we will open with the Prosecutor's Office. If Prosecutor Daniel would come forward to present your resolutions.
Chair Williams, Commissioners, Bill Daniel, Union County Prosecutor. We have 5 resolutions on the agenda for tonight's meeting, and I'd be happy to discuss or answer any questions you may have regarding any of them.
Any questions? I see none. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you very much. Have a nice night.
All right, thank you. Next, we have the Department of Economic Development, Deputy County Manager Wagner. If you will present your resolutions.
Yes. Good evening, Commissioners. The Department of Economic Development has 4 resolutions for your consideration, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if you will.
Commissioner Baker, please.
Yes, I'd like to have our Deputy County Manager explain the resolution number 1. Item number 1 on the agenda.
Yes, absolutely. I'd be happy to. What this resolution does is it adds money into our co-op for the services noted here, the electronic network equipment, security, and cabling. We created the co-op 2 years ago, actually 4 years ago, and re-upped it a year ago. And it enables us to purchase certain equipment that fit into these categories and the labor costs associated with their installation under the co-op. So we'll add the money for the project that we're going to do. In a second, I'll explain to you what the project entails. And we can use these co-op prices. In the case of this particular contract, just in labor alone, we'll save over $40,000 versus having bid the project separately. So it's very advantageous for us to use the co-op for any projects we do, but particularly something of this size. So in this case, what this project does is it will help modernize some of our cybersecurity functions. As you all know, we've had a couple of vulnerability incidents over the last several years, so we're always looking to try to stabilize the network and make it more secure at any opportunity that we can. It will also increase our network capacity so that, God forbid, we ever have to have folks working at home again. It will increase our ability to have them working from home using the VPN networks. There are a number of things it does. I'm just picking out like the key things that I think will resonate the most with all of you. It also will recreate redundancies. So should we ever have a system failure, there'll be backup created through some of the improvements that we're doing here. And we've known from other incidents that we had in the past that that was critically important to saving us money for trying to come back from an event. It'll also just do some upgrades to maintenance within the IT network and also some cloud storage issues. And there are a few other things, but those are the biggest, most noticeable things.
Okay. Well, thank you for your thorough explanation.
You're welcome.
Commissioners, any other questions on any of the 4 resolutions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
DCM. All right. And now we will hear from our Department of Human Services Director, Debbie Ann Allen. Debbie Ann Anderson. Please present your resolutions.
Good evening, Chair and members of the board. The Department of Human Services has 5 resolutions on, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Chair.
Okay, let's see. We'll hear from Commissioner Leon.
Director Anderson, can you elaborate on number 1 for the public on the area plan? Just give us some information on it.
Sure, through you, Chair. So the area plan for the Division of Aging is from, it's a 3-year plan that touches on services for the ages 60 and older and their caregivers. Is meant for home care, meals, transportation, adult daycare, legal services, and a variety of services that help our seniors remain independent, giving them dignity and choice. Not for them to go to institutionalization is not a first choice, but it's a last choice to keep them independent. And that's really what the area plan is deemed to do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Commissioner Granados.
Thank you, Chair. Director, in reference to number 3, can you elaborate, please?
Sure, absolutely. So this funding opportunities for an organization called Elizabeth Coalition. They assist us a lot with our outreach for the homeless in Elizabeth specifically. The funding is for $40,000 that can last from January 1st to June 30th, and making sure that the homeless have a place to go when some of our shelters are overcrowded. They can get into the hotel motel, so getting them off the streets and then getting them to some independence and providing rapid rehousing or getting them into some form of permanent housing.
I think that's definitely a great benefit to the county, and I think we have roughly more or less around 1,000 to 1,500 homeless individuals across the county, so this will definitely be a great benefit to helping them out with different services. So thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Sure. Any other questions, Commissioners? Thank you, Ms. Anderson.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's hear from Director Zuber from the Department of Parks and Recreation.
Good evening, Chair and Commissioners. Department of Parks has 1 item on tonight's agenda, and I'll try to answer any questions.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions? Commissioner Mirabella, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. Director, can you go into a little bit of detail on what the scope of this rehabilitation is?
Okay, this is again, houses 4 and number 7. House number 7 is the house with the mural, and number 7 is the one up on the road in front of the house with the mural. We're rehabilitating both of those houses right now. And while we have the contractor still on site, we thought it would be prudent right now to get going with the porch on house number 7, which still isn't in. It's pretty much a safety issue. So that's going to be, unfortunately, an amendment at a future meeting. We're getting the paperwork together now. But it's including bringing electric to the house with the murals. It's including porches and porch roofs, and it's including painting on house number 7.
Okay, so this is a historic architect?
Yes, this is a historic architect, and he's also the project manager for the site.
Do you have, I know sometimes when they're doing the architecture work, they're at the same time determining the scope of the project to be done. Do you have any idea what that number looks like right now?
We don't, and we're trying to, we're focusing on safety first up there, and we understand it's a large undertaking, so we're doing it piece by piece, and that was suggested by SHPA to do what you can do at a pace. If you project the whole deserted village per se, that could, I don't think you'd get accurate numbers, quite frankly.
All right. Good, thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Kowalski.
Thank you, Chair. If I could just add on Deserted Village, one of the reasons to get moving along with this work was if you'll recall, and of course Director Zuber knows, we received a $400,000 grant, and so we're using that up and then adding a little bit more money. So it's you may remember we visited, and it's the murals are by the Central American artist Roberto de la Selva, who knew Diego Rivera from Mexico and part of that whole Latin American mural movement. So yeah, I think it's worth saving.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Madam-
Commissioner Baker.
Just for my own information, where is this historic village, deserted Feltville Village? Where is that located?
It's in Berkeley Heights off of Glenside Avenue.
Okay, so is,
On the other side of,
Watch on reservation.
oh, okay. So these two houses, they're separate and distinct, or do they? Or
they are separate.
Part of a larger.
It's part of a village that has 9 structures, including a museum that was open before COVID. It's been closed since COVID, but we have Masker's Barn up there that we use for social functions and county functions and trailside functions. So the deserted village is used frequently by residents and county employees alike. It had over 110,000 visitors, and I don't want to say they were going to deserted village, but it's part of a trail, so 110,000 people came through last year.
All right. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Director Zuber. Now we come to the Office of County Counsel.
Thank you, Chair. County Counsel's Office has 3 resolutions this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions from the board members.
Alrighty, any questions? No questions? Thank you, Counsel.
Thank you, Chair.
Alrighty. We now have, let's see, Commissioner-sponsored resolutions. If you have anything to add, you can let us know. Okay. Okay, so are there any comments from any of you on any of these commissioner-sponsored resolutions? Seeing none? Great. Okay, so may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay. Moved by Commissioner Mirabella, seconded by Commissioner Palmieri Mudet. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, for the record, there were 9 votes in favor of the adjournment.
Thank you.